Hello.
Hi. Hi, Anush.
Hi.
I am so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
This terrible migraine.
So you are fine now?
Uh, I'm doing better, but I'm not 100%. But I want to share this. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. I was so sick before.
No, no, it's okay. You don't have to be sorry. It's fine.
No, it's terrible. It might be fine for you. It's not fine for me.
No, I don't have any session
It's
today,
awful.
so which is why it was okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would have
Okay.
been then an issue. Otherwise, it's fine.
Thank you.
So did you took medicines?
Did I? Oh yes, I've taken lots of medicine, and I'm sitting here with ice on my head.
Oh,
But I'm much better than I was before.
okay, okay. So you are able to see my screen?
Uh, yes.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
So we'll not do much. I will
No,
today.
no, we have to do lots, as much as we can, please.
Yeah, yeah. So like I will try to complete the full syllabus. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll start with easy, a bit easy
You
topic
said
to
you
understand.
said we had what, for 40% left to do.
Yes, yes,
That'll
yes.
be quite a few hours, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm terribly sorry.
No, that's okay. It's fine. But it's just like your. Uh,
It's like what?
sorry, sorry. No, no. It was
No,
my
you
mistake.
were gonna say something.
No, no. It's just like you have an exam. That's
I
what.
know. I unfortunately I get migraines and it was just really bad. I'm sorry, as the pain was terrible.
So now it is a bit, little better, right?
Yes, it is a little better.
Okay, okay. So yesterday at the end we did this EC notification alert, right?
Yes.
So today I'll just start off with a simple, easy topic. There's
Okay.
not much to think about it.
I think you
It
were
is
gonna do how to configure a portlet yesterday as well, but we didn't do that.
yes, yes, yes. So we can start off with that. That is not an issue.
No, mass change. It's good. You're ready to do the mass change. That's fine.
Yes, yes. I was intended to do the portlet after that, after this.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So mass change is basically a tool for the HR administrators to manage changes to employees' job information and job relationships
Hmm.
for any. See this. I feel that this laptop and desktops which we are working these days, due to this, sorry, I spoke in between. Due to this, we are getting this headaches and
Oh.
kind of pains
Yeah.
because we all are sitting longer hours.
Yeah.
And I am also started to get this witness these not in migraine. I am getting pains in cervical, like the knees, shoulders,
Oh,
and necks
yeah,
and
it's
shoulder area.
terrible. I think it's just I think this migraine, it's just so much pressure, the time to get to Sunday.
Mm. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I got unwell. I'm so sorry, and I couldn't. I'm so sorry. I must have been getting this yesterday because I just I just felt like my brain couldn't take in anymore.
Hmm.
Anyway,
It's okay. It's fine. We all have health issues, so we'll
yeah,
have to. We cannot like what you can say. We cannot ignore that as well.
yeah.
So, mass change is a tool for the HR administrators to manage changes to employees' job information and
Hmm.
job relationships for any user defined section of employees. Okay, I will just send this file again. Just a second to
I
you.
think I've got it right here.
And I have updated a bit.
Oh, okay.
Same file, I'll just update a few details in it. Just give me 1 minute. It was my mistake. I shared couple of files to you today, like
Yeah.
couple of links,
Oh, okay. You did.
but
Okay.
but I forgot to send this one.
Okay. Yeah, I have your other file here. The mass changes I can see. Yeah, it's a little different, maybe.
Yeah, it's a little different. It just like it was not
Yeah,
updated yesterday, so I updated
that's
today morning.
that's okay. Thank you.
So it might be having two two topics of mass changes in that document. Okay, so
Okay.
please don't get confused because one is just an overview and second one is with the configurations. Okay, so because I'm keep on adding the same file, same details on the same file because I thought that if I prepare another document, it will be a more mess, right?
That's okay.
So that is why I'm adding
Thank
on the
you.
same file. Right. So mass change is a tool for HR administrators to manage changes to employees' job information and job relationships for any user-defined selection of employees. So it allows users to efficiently execute changes to employees' attributes due to managers' reassignments or maybe reorganizations affecting large number of employees. Like for example, the HR manager responsible for 40 employees is replaced by another person, right? So basically, it is getting changes with the manager assignment.
Mm-hmm.
So all engineers decentralized in several departments are being centralized in newly created unit. So what happens here is the user defines a mass change in screen consisting of an employee selection using a group definition tool similar to the one that are used for permissions. Okay. The ones which we did for the permission, the role based permission, creating the group and updating the details, right? It is similar to that. If we look at the access, if we
Yep.
go to permission roles,
Yep. And the kids are playing again.
yeah, they play every day. And and I don't know why they when they start to play, my dog also start to bark.
He wants to go and play too.
She also wants to
Oh,
go
sorry,
out, and
she.
so I'm not taking her for last 3 4 days out. So which is
Ah,
why
because you've
she's
been
barking
stuck
now.
with me.
No, it's not like that. I generally don't take her every day because she is a small breed. So
Mm-hmm.
because she was bitten once by the street dogs,
Mm.
so there was a very bad accident. So I had to admit her for 2 days, and she has to undergo surgery. So which is why I don't generally take her out very often. It's just when I am free, then only I take her out because street dogs are very difficult to handle because especially if I'm alone
Mm.
and I still walk with sticks, but still how they attacked, I was not able to realize on that day.
You, you walk with sticks?
No, due to the dog.
Ah,
So
not
I was,
because you can walk okay.
yeah, I can walk okay.
Okay.
I used to walk with stick for almost an year when I
Mm.
had this motorcycle accident.
Oh
So
no.
yes, on 2000 in 2018, from the month of May till 19, almost till July, I walk with crutches because I was on had a bad injury on my right leg and on my left shoulder,
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear.
due to which I was walking that way.
It's
So
quite
it,
crazy over there on the roads, I believe.
yeah, it's very unsafe. So that is why I have stopped to drive bikes and scooters now
Mm-hmm.
because it's very unsafe. Because even if you are following the rules, the other person might hit you from behind.
Yeah.
So similar to this managed permission groups, we can create a different group of employees, and we can suppose if we are creating a new group here, okay,
Okay.
now on the managed permission group we can
Mm-hmm.
add pool of people, right? There's a people pool available here, right? You will see options
Yep.
like people pool, pick and
Yep.
category. So similar to that, the mass change is also similar to that process. We will
And the
add,
peop the people pool's just for like a specific group of people,
yes,
like that for some special purpose.
yes. Like for example, if the HR manager is responsible for 40 employees and he is being replaced by another person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all engineers decentralized in several departments are being centralized in a newly created unit.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is an employee selection using a group definition tool
Mm-hmm.
similar to one that are used in permissions are being worked upon here.
Mm-hmm.
Now the effective date that determines when these determined changes should take effect right? So effective date is important here. So date when we are changing the details, right? List of the fields to be changed, including the new value, right? Now the
Okay.
mass change definition can then be saved and initiated immediately or saved and initiated later.
Hmm.
So initiating a mass change creates a background job that is scheduled for immediate execution. After the mass change has run, a new status is set. So
Hmm.
dependent on the result, in the event of the errors, the user can access a log to analyze the changes that failed.
Hmm.
So first step to do it is like we'll come to the provisioning system, and under the company settings we get the option to select enable generic object.
Yep.
Okay. Second is we'll come to admin center, and we'll give the permissions for. So I'll just show you from the first step.
So sorry, why are we doing a generic object?
I'll just let you know.
Okay. I think your materials must be quite helpful, because when I was going through the training guide and various things yesterday, like the things that you've been telling me, like sort of stuck in my head. It was easy, like I could see things, you know. Um, what you've been doing has been very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I'll just uh, I'll just show you. Suppose if you are on the you are doing the changes for the mass change, right?
Yep.
Now for this, the first step to do is we
Hmm.
come to provisioning, right?
Yep.
So in provisioning, you will get an option under the company settings
Yep.
to enable the generic object like this screen, right? So here you will enable the generic object first, right? Second step would be we'll come to admin center, and we will come to the permissions to will give
Hmm.
permissions for the generic object. So
Sorry, what is it? So in the generic object, what is that again? That's
this one,
okay.
not ready for sales and production. It is on the page number 12. If you scroll down on that the file which
Okay.
I just shared
Okay.
to you on email.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't look at the previous same file which
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have.
I know I've got your new file open. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Because I'm so sorry, I've been creating
No.
updating
No.
you.
No. No. That's no problem.
Now second step what we will do is we'll come to admin center, and we'll give the permissions for the generic object.
Hmm.
So we will come to manage permission roles, and here we will get an option like these are the all the roles available, right, which are already being created.
Yep.
So
Yep.
in case we need to give permissions to this SF admin, so we'll click on this, and we'll click on permissions. So here you will get all the permissions options. You click on Control F and search for generic object.
Uh-huh.
So it is also showing here grant permission to manage generic objects to admin user. So this is the admin user we created. So search for manage generic. Not coming. I'll just check. So search it with other options like generic object,
Uh-huh.
or just search with object. You will see get to see for sure. MDA foundation objects. Okay. Just a second. Manage generic object is under the administrator permissions. So we'll have to search the administrator permissions. So come back, come to the permissions and search for the administrator permissions. Okay. It is there on as a screenshot on this document
Yep,
to
yep,
look at it.
yep.
So if you search here and under the administrator permissions, let's look at it. Manage generic object. Manage mass change is there, but so first you need to give mass change permission. Then again come back to permissions and come to administrator permissions. First mass change is given. Second we will look at the generic object.
Okay.
Am I somehow missing it? It should be there.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I also don't see it.
It wouldn't be in the metadata framework.
No. Metadata framework. No, it is metadata framework is about sequencing, then metadata objects, all these details.
Okay.
It should come by the name of generic object.
Can you search?
Yes, we can search.
I
Okay.
think now you are searching a document rather than the actual system, because when you, I think, are you? Because when
No.
see it's sorry.
No,
Can
it's
you
okay.
can you do that action search, manage generic object?
Yeah, here.
Like if you end out of that search bar, see where the action search is on the opposite
Okay.
color Grant's picture?
Okay.
I don't know. You're the
No.
expert.
No, that is different because we need to search here under the role-based permissions.
Okay.
So I'm just looking at the referring to the book for Luke Marston's ones.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some mistake in the screenshot. Let me see.
I just searched in his book for generic objects, but it didn't come back with anything.
Okay, mass change process should be there because generally all the details for employee central are there in this book. The why I have created the document because it might mass editing generic because it will take a lot of time if we look at all the details of the book.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it is very detailed.
Yep.
It has all the details of employee central. So if someone has time that he wants to get a very good knowledge of employee central, then this book is all.
Yeah.
This person is very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
I have seen mass change. Just a second. Somehow I'm just overlooking it because I seen it in the morning today in the book.
Hmm.
It is coming mass positions, not mass change. Making mass changes on positions. It is having there in 348 page. It is there on the 348 page, but it is for positions. Yeah, it's there mass change 507.
Okay.
507. Okay, it's written here the manage mass change tool allows you to make changes related to job information, job relationships for group of employees in a single update.
Hmm.
Right. This tool is a strong alternative to spreadsheet updates or manual entry.
Uh-huh.
So there are many times during normal business practices when a group or groups of employees are impacted by the same data change. The Manage Mass Change tool is in Employee Central allows you to make one or multiple job information or job relationships changes for employees and mass. So this option eliminates the need for manual one by one changes or the alternate data file import.
Hmm.
So it's a guided process typically reserved for HR managers or administrators who have taken a keen sense of how employees central functions, right?
Hmm.
So what happens is it can be a huge time saver for HR managers and a means of standardizing data across organizational and functional areas. So if you make a change using Manage Mass Change tool, you can ensure that all selected employees receive the same proposed data changes. Right. Now, if we need to change the employee data mass change, the employees move throughout an organization for various reasons, like it
Hmm.
can be for transfers, promotion, job changes, and more.
Hmm.
So the MSS capability and HR manager screens provides the functionality to input the employee data into the system at the individual employee level. Okay, so that is the reason we are not getting this option here, which I forgot to mention. I'm sorry. This option you are seeing, this administrator permissions.
Uh-huh.
Under this, there normally it will come with a manage generic object option. Since we are using a demo access, it is not coming to us
Ah.
because it is showing us that written here that MSS and the HR manager screen provide the functionality to input the employee data into the system at the individual employee level. So it is inevitable, however, that some of these changes will impact group of employees rather than individuals. Such cases often arise from organizational realignment.
Uh-huh.
Right. So department and location changes, job title or function reassignment, and other types of internal restructuring. So in all these cases, multiple employees are selected for the same data change. So for example, in terms of organizational reassignment, it may be that all members of a certain department are being realigned to a different
Uh-huh.
department, right?
Uh-huh.
Or perhaps two existing departments are merging to form one new department.
Uh-huh.
So in this scenario, department changes must be made in the job information section of
Uh-huh.
each impacted employee's record.
Hmm.
So the Manage Mass Change tools gives you the ability to make these changes at the group level instead of individual employee level.
Uh-huh.
Now, the mass change is a favorite tool for many HR managers and administrators because it is a powerful functionality and saves time. And it's a straightforward operation.
Uh-huh.
So it has many capabilities, but also some limitations with users should be familiar, right? So users should be familiar with it, right? So I'll just show you the details and as per the book how they are performing.
And
So
it's
we are
important to be familiar with the limitations. Is it?
limitations is like you need to know that how mass change operations works, right? Basically, I haven't read it,
Yeah.
but the manage mass change tool is not without some limitations.
Yeah.
One of its greatest limitations is that only proposed job information and job relationships changes can be executed with the manage mass
Ah.
change tool. So there is no current functionality for compensation information. So it will only change the details about job information and job relationships.
Mhm. So no comp changes.
No compensation changes will not happen here.
Okay.
So to configure it, I'm just coming down to page number 510.
Yeah.
So here, as per them, they are showing one option that is coming to the role-based permissions.
Yeah.
Then they are allowing the manage mass changes. Okay, all right. So this is the only option they are ticking in. The other document we were seeing that there it was showing the generic object, right?
Uh-huh. It, how do you know when you have to use the generic object?
Generic object are basically whatever will be related to the employees or any actions which you need to take. Suppose you are doing any change in job information, right? Or suppose if you are using any changes in the employee information wherein the employees are impacted, right? Or there is any changes in the field value or new data value.
Okay.
Anything which is not related to the foundation object is a generic object. So generic object will be like which will be related to the job information or your what you can say, the information related to your job relationships. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm removing that step from this, right? You can remove it because here they have put in the generic object details. It is not required.
Hmm.
They have put in something extra here. It's there below. It is there with manage users and manage mass change. It is which is fine, but on that previous document they were selecting giving the option for generic object, which is not required.
Hmm.
So if we come to the configuration part, it is in 510 page.
Uh-huh.
So specifically the initiator is RBP settings, the role BP settings, and must include access to the manage mass change section of admin center. Right. So the permission settings can be verified by checking that the initiator's role has access to manage mass changes located under administrator permissions. Right.
Uh-huh.
This one, manage mass changes, which we saw here. Uh, manage mass changes was there. Yeah, it's there. This is the access. So we just gave permission to it. So this is the first role-based permissions setting which we need to configure. Second is in addition to having access to manage mass changes area of admin
Uh-huh.
center, The role must also designate if the user can make mass changes related to job information and job relationships or both.
Uh-huh.
Right. So below will be the figure for job information and job relationships.
Uh-huh.
After that, we will come to the option directly to create a mass change. Right. Once you've done this permission, right,
Uh-huh.
you need to make sure that this SF admin role has the options to, or they has the what you can say, they has the ability to make changes in the job information and the job relationships in this organization, right?
Uh-huh.
The second checkpoint is this. After that, we will come to the admin center again, and we can type in here manage mass change. Now here you will see there is always a there are some mass changes which are already being created. So the creation date and the other the time of that action is already there, right?
Uh-huh.
Now in case if you need to create a new, you can create a new.
Uh-huh.
So here you will start typing the name. Suppose if we are doing it for training SF, now you need to select an employee group here, right? So you can select any employee and group employees, like for sandbox employees or like for Canadian employees. So every employees will be grouped in an employee group, right? So suppose if you want to pick up employees from India, so you picked in India. Now effective date will be the today's date, or you you can you and the project in which you would be working, they can decide the effective date which should be reflecting in this mass change, right?
Uh-huh.
Now here mass change area will be what? It will be changes with the job information or to the job relationships, right?
Uh-huh.
There can be two changes which can be performed with this mass change, either a job information or a job relationships, right?
Uh-huh.
So select job information. If you select job information, you will see the field name will come here.
Uh-huh.
So field name is the type of contract in which these employees are there.
Uh-huh.
So you are basically changing them. Now, suppose if you are putting it to a contract type, okay. So you will select a new value here and save it.
Uh-huh.
So select a new value, maybe an advanced technical degree or agreement to temporary job of students with irregular income, agreement on work activity with irregular income, like this, right? And save. There's two options here. One is save and another one is save and initiate. The first option will only get saved and it will not get initiated. Second option is save and initiate both. So if you click on save and initiate, it will trigger a workflow, right? So once you click on save and initiate, it is asking you the event reason. Now you're seeing this job information event reason.
Yep. Yep.
Now you need to click an event reason value here.
Uh-huh.
So you can select, I have selected one which is pre-built in the system. So business unit changes or cost center change, whatever it is. You can select. So now it is giving you an update that if you make this mask change, it will change data for 32 employees. Are you sure you want to do it? So click on yes.
Mm.
So once we clicked on yes, it will now generate a workflow, and it will be moved to my approving manager, right?
Mhm.
It is showing here. This is the one which we created. Now this is the action. Okay. So it will be next step is it will be moved to a workflow, and that workflow will be approved. Once it gets approved, it will be done. Okay. So the status will reflect here. Once the approval is done, it will show completed, or if there is an error, it will show like this. It is showing here completed with errors, right? So you can check the errors also. It is showing the error that
Mhm.
Teresa Walker for object location is not a consistent value with associated object company with value 1710 for
Mhm.
object pay grade is not a consistent value. So
Mhm.
there might be some details of Teresa Walker which has to be updated for the object pay grade and
Mhm.
the object company. Oh, okay. Location is also not updated. Right. Now next, what was there in that?
So there are going to be lots of questions in the exam about the mass changes, do you think?
No, it was like just it will show you the details. It might ask you that what is mass change, what all things you can do in mass change.
Okay.
So because there will be multiple questions, right? Sorry, MCQs.
Yep. Yep. MCQs. I'm going to talk to my Indian colleagues about the MCQs that are here and ask them if they know what I'm talking about.
Might be they will not know it or know it, but generally people say here a lot MCQs, MCQs, MCQs. Okay. Next is we will look at the generic portlet. Okay. I will just scan through the book once again. I'll see if there is anything left in the mass change.
So this book is like the Bible.
Yeah, yeah, it's the Employee Central Bible.
Is there a Employee Central? Is there a Bible for the other modules?
Yeah, yeah, I have it. I have almost the integration settings also, integration with success factors. Then I have learning development and all these details.
Ah,
Plus, you also have this link. I will show you. You just come to Google and search for. Sorry, I came to some other website. Yes, you come to Google and search for success factors job aids.
uh-huh,
So here you will get some materials. You will
uh-huh.
not get the exact book, but you will get some ideas with other modules also.
Okay.
So here you will get the foundation of Employee Central, right? Then
Ah, yes, yes.
the Employee Central payroll performance management. So it has the PTO, the project team orientation,
Yeah.
then the admin guide and the job aid. So the Employee Central job aid I already have. I will share it with you. Okay.
I think you did, didn't you?
Yes, job aid. I think so. Let me see. No, job aid I haven't shared with you.
Oh, okay.
I will share with you. That is not an issue. Right.
Okay, thank you.
But right now I'm not sharing because you just need to look at the test now. Okay. So
Yep,
because job change might again job aid might confuse you because
yep, yep.
it is as per the configurations. But you remind me once, I will share with you. That is not an issue. Okay.
Thank you.
Now next topic is configuring the portlet.
Mm-hmm.
So I have shared you a link in email. You will get it on the this thing. How to create a custom MDF portlet in employee profile.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a SAP support link, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
also a great information store wherein you can get a lot of informations. So what happens is this is we are talking about the custom MDF portlet, right? Which is related to
Mm-hmm.
the employee and people profile. So custom MDF portlet will always be related to the employee and the people profile, right?
Okay.
Sorry.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Ah, here we go. Now I have the link. Yep.
I'll just again refresh you with the MDF. What happens is MDF provides a set of features that enables us to build end-to-end applications. So using MDF, we can add objects to the MDF data model or modify the behavior of existing objects to suit the client business needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by using this platform, we can configure, define, and manage objects in the data model using the user interface and not with the XML files. So without the XML files, we can directly change the details, right? So we can add custom fields. We can add client-specific business logic to an object using rules.
Uh-huh.
We can add specific client-specific workflows logic to out-of-the-box MDF objects. We can create custom rules that are specific to one instance using an easy to use user interface.
Mm-hmm.
We can create custom workflows that are specific to an instance using an easy to use user interface, right? And we can add security to your client's MDF objects and data using role based permissions. Next is we can expose the MDF objects and data through common object O data,
Mm-hmm.
right? So REST application and APIs, you can ignore it right now because this is generally used in the success factors integration part. Suppose if we are
Uh-huh.
integrating success factors with SAP HCM or maybe Oracle HCM, so in that there is a tool known as RabbitMQ, which is a messaging software. With
Mm-hmm.
that, this REST and API is being done.
Okay.
So we can ignore the option for REST and API. Okay. Now, what is a generic object definition? All right. Generic object definition contains information about fields, associations, workflow rules, and security of an object. You have this document, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. This is a very handy tool, so don't
Yeah, this is good. This
so don't
spreadsheet is really good.
so don't miss it. Even if you are forgetting something, you can quickly look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So, so using MDF, what happens is generic object definition contains the information about fields, associations, workflow rules, and security for an object, right? So using MDF and object definitions, we can quickly create objects to add to the data model.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can only use MDF to quickly and easily customize the applications by modifying object definitions as per client needs.
Mm-hmm.
So to create generic object definition, we should know about object definitions and relationships. So for object definition, you will always use the tool that is configure object definitions. Okay.
Okay.
If you remember, we had done it yesterday
Yep,
or
yep, yep.
day prior.
Yes.
So for objects and relationships in MDF or for generic objects, we can do it in configure object definitions, right? So we also need to know how to map the object types data to data types that are supported by MDF, right? So you can remove this part right now because we will need to focus on the object definitions more. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what we need to map the object data type and not, it is we can look at it later, right? So here what happens is we use generic objects for information and settings related to people working in the company. As I was saying you earlier that it will be related to employees and the job informations, right? So for example, compensation, vacation, address information, we can
Yep.
create
Yep.
generic object in succession data model, right? So we should not confuse them with foundation objects, which apply across the business and are used to set up companies, organization, as well as the job structure.
Mm-hmm.
So we create foundation objects in the corporate data model.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting a lot of background noise?
From the playground?
Yeah, yeah.
No, no, it's fine.
Okay. Because there,
Sorry, I think maybe I I have some ice on my head and I was just moving it. Maybe you could hear the ice moving.
no, no,
I'm
no, no.
sorry.
No, 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 no. It's not for your eyes. What is here is if India is all of what about what happens in India is in 12 months India is having 30 festivals at least. So
Ah,
so
yes,
even
that's true.
so even I don't remember all the festivals. So there is a very important festival tomorrow, which is for Hindus.
Uh,
Especially Hindus have this is known as Shivratri. So they
ah,
offer prayers to the Lord Shiva. So
uh-huh.
which is why you might hear a bit of background noise. So please ignore it.
Oh no, it's good. Thank you. No, I just appreciate you going through all this stuff with me, Anush.
No, no, it's
Everything is
okay.
good.
So we use the generic objects for information and settings related to the people working in the company. So for example, the compensation, vacation, and address information,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we create the generic objects in the succession data model, right? So we will not confuse them with the function foundation objects, right,
Uh-huh.
which apply across the business and are used to set up the company's organization as well as the job structures,
Mm-hmm.
right? So generic and MDF will always be dealing with compensation, vacation, and address information, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it will be dealing with all the succession data model objects. All right, so we create generic objects in succession data model, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's look at how to create a custom MDF portlet in the employee and people profile. So
Mm-hmm.
what happens is a custom portlet UI, right, for displaying the data from MDF objects can be created using manage configuration UI tool in the metadata framework. So to add the custom MDF portlet in the people profile, right, we will use the tool that is manage configuration UI. So you will not be required to deal with the configurations in the test, but you might get questions for manage configuration UI. That what is manage configuration UI, right?
Mm-hmm.
How why do we use it? So you can remember that we use it for creating customized portlet for MDF objects.
Okay, thank you.
Just a second, I missed. I'm closing this. Okay. So what happens is we'll navigate to admin center and we come to tool search and we come to configure people profile, right? Or else we can directly come to manage configuration UI. It will take us to the same page. Okay. So in the search area of our available blocks, look for the live profile MDF information, right? Block. It should appear if you search MDF. drag and drop the portlet into the desired available space as shown in the below screenshot, right? So I'll just come to the success factor link. This is the manage configuration UI, right? Or you can simply come to admin
I'm,
center and come to, sorry, you were saying something?
no, keep going.
So this is the options below where you will get the option for live profile MDF. It is here showing here. So if you hover the mouse, it is showing you the live profile trend information and live profile MDF, right? Or else if you want to search here, you can search here. It is showing here on the right hand side, drag and drop blocks to create a profile, right? Simply type in here live profile MDF.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you will see the live profile information is coming on the left, like the personal information, right? The so you can drag it, right? Now you here, if you once you click on this, suppose if you clicking on the national ID information, on the right you will get the links to add. You seeing
Mm-hmm.
this?
Yes.
Okay. Or you can remove this block if you don't need it. So you can remove this block. There's a remove option is there.
Ah,
Okay.
huh.
Below, below if you go to the biographical
So you
information
can
on,
remove that too if you want to. Like you could
yes, yes,
remove all the biographical information,
yes.
or you can just remove like the contact info or the emergency contact. It's like kind of like the screen there, and
Yes,
then
yes,
you're
yes.
removing. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm following through on the note.
Okay, okay. So here you will search this and drag and drop the blocks to create a profile, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
you can use the custom blocks, right, to create a custom block. So select the UI screen ID and click on save button and save shown in the below screenshot. So suppose in
Mm-hmm.
case if you need to create a new one, you can test here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the test and you can save it. It will be saved, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once the above steps are completed, the portlet will start to appear in the profile page of the company, of the employee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the custom block is not the part of standard portlet, normal role-based permission behavior applies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is like they have put in the custom MDF under the payroll of quality assurance manager, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for employee profile V12 instance, we need to navigate to admin center, employee files, and configure employee files.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wish to add MD, if you wish to add the MDF user interface portlet in the new layout in the employee profile section, click on add new view, or if you wish to add the MDF UI portlet in the existing editable layouts, choose from the list available,
Mm-hmm.
right? We will look at it again.
Okay.
So give a title of the portlet and select the MDF screen, the required MDF object, and click on save and save the dashboard. This is the
Mm-hmm.
ID that was given in the manage configuration UI page.
Okay. So it's really important to remember that manage configuration UI page.
Yes.
Okay.
And configuring the people profile,
Okay.
both. I'll just repeat it once again. We'll follow the steps which is there. It will be a good to know information. So here for this option to get this come to this option, what we will do is we'll navigate to admin center and we'll come to tool search and we'll come to configure people profile.
Mm-hmm.
Once you are there, in the admin center, you can type in here configure.
It's like you almost need to do an implementation before you do your certification. That would make it a lot easier.
Yeah, you are right. You are right. It looks like that only. There's so many things to look at. So under the configure people profile, you will get the option for the on the left. You will see the personal ID, the biographical information, the contact info, the address dependents, right? All these details. So suppose you need to move it up or move it down, whatever it is, you can do it, right? And you can add details also.
Yeah, sorry, can you drag and drop, did you say?
Yeah, you can drag and
Yeah.
drop. It is just a second. Why it is not dragging? I'm just checking it.
Is your dog an employee central expert?
No.
No?
So we'll search here MDF. Let's see if it is coming. Yes, live profile MDF is coming, but then why it is not getting dragged? That's what I'm trying. Okay, yeah, it is getting dragged now. Right. So you have dragged the live profile MDF here from this screen to this screen, right? Getting my point? So
Yes.
whatever the fields which are available, that is on the left hand side, right? Now if you need to make it on the people profile, if you want to display these fields on the employee's profile, so you need to search here the MDF, right? Suppose if you search here MDF, click on MDF and search. It will show you the live profile MDF information. So click on this and drag whatever you want to make it appear on the employee profile.
Ah, okay, cool.
So if you click on this, it
Yep,
is already there. It is already there, so it is not picking it through.
yep.
So you need to find out which all the fonts are not there, right? So you can click on this and put in on.
And you'll know how to do all this because you'll go through all the options with the customer in the configuration workbook, and the
Yes,
customer will then say, I want this, 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 and this.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
And then you save it, and it will be done. Okay.
okay.
So you might get this question because I got one. So this
Yep,
is why I'm telling you this. Now
yep.
select the UI screen ID and click on save button and show in the screenshot below. Right. So
Uh-huh.
select it and save it. It will be done.
Uh-huh.
So once the above step is completed, the portlet will start to appear in the profile page. So if the custom block is the part of standard portlet and the normal role-based permissions behavior will apply to it. So we just applied what alternatives here. So let's see if the alternatives is coming here on any company and any employee. That's what I was looking. That is why I was also looking at this work, what you say, workday,
Uh-huh.
because one of my friend he was also working with me. So
Uh-huh.
he is moved to workday now.
Uh-huh.
So he was telling me that the tools they use for
Uh-huh.
in training,
Uh-huh.
which is very lively, and people will be able to understand it more easily if a
Ah,
person has worked
yeah,
in
because
SAP.
in success factors, going through those configuration workbooks is just horrible, right?
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So he was telling me that if you can move to Workday, it would be good because
Yeah.
If you since you have already worked in SAP, so
It'll be
Workday is a
easier.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my friend, he was in SAP. He said that his life was so much easier in Workday because they just don't allow all the customization that
Mhm.
SuccessFactors does, and Workday doesn't care. It's like you either do it their way or they just don't care. Like the customer has to do it the way Workday says.
Can you repeat it once again? Sorry, I missed.
My friend said that in Workday, it's like the customer has to do things the way Workday specifies.
Okay, okay,
There's
okay.
much fewer opportunities for customization.
Okay, so
The,
the ones which we do for SAP, like it is all depends upon the client. So it is not like
yes,
that, right?
yeah, that's what
So,
my friend. But it's very hard to get into Workday.
mhm. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because I will have to undergo a training in Workday.
But the
Then
thing
only.
is, if you're in SAP, then you have all those other modules.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know.
We have many modules like the logistics and HR and all
Yeah,
these things. Yeah, which
I
what
mean,
they. Sorry.
like like SAP payroll is like still kind of what the standard for.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Do you think it's worth doing the Success Factors payroll certification, ECP
Success.
payroll
Yes, it is fine, but normally I see that generally people are still using the
on-prem?
deployment. Yes, yes, for
Yeah.
on-premise. That is for SAP payroll. The same schemas and the same configurations are used in SuccessFactors, so there's not much change. Yes, what I see now that which is very good and which is very helpful that if you could do a certification on this, it is very demanding nowadays.
CPI.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
It is very demanding right now, and you will just sit at home and just upload your resume, and you will start getting calls and calls from
Oh,
the
really?
comply. Yes, because it's very demanding these days.
Huh.
Because you will
Yeah.
understand all the technology involved in the platform integration,
Okay.
which is a really helpful tool for, especially for the implementations.
Huh.
I'm also
But
looking forward for it.
do you think someone like me can do a certification though in that, or do you think? Because
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I'm not technical though.
No, no, definitely. You don't need technical there. You just need to understand the process. That is it. If you go to this api.sap.com, that is the application programming interface for sap.com, right?
Yep. Yep.
So here you will see there's already predefined products available on the left.
Mhm.
So if you are looking for SAP success factors, you will click on SAP success factor. These are the integrations available, integrations
Ah.
point, which is already predefined. You don't need to learn them all, but yes, you just need to learn the tricks. That's why it is important to learn in the course, because I'm also looking forward for it, because I need to learn. You need to learn the technology terms, like what software or what application is used for which tool, right? Which tool configuration, these all kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Which is, if you want, if you are ready, if you have learned them all, then it is a very good thing to do.
Okay.
I will also look forward to it if everything goes well.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. I am now struggling with jobs only. So this is the custom MDF, right? This is under the employee information under the payroll and benefits. So we created one for uh, what information, I forgot again. I'm just looking for that custom MDF which we just saved. Yeah, its current position information is coming. See, customer position information is coming.
Okay.
Then accolade BRP is coming.
Uh-huh.
Custom test TPM is also coming. So these all three are saved. Now under the employment, let's see if anything gets changed. Employment, nothing is changed. Nothing is changed in the employment. All right. Now let's look at this one again. So for employee profile, we will navigate to admin center, employee files, and configure the employee files. Right.
Mhm.
So we'll come to admin center. But in India, it is very hard to get a job in success factors.
Well, why is that?
I don't know, but it's very hard. It's
Mm.
sometimes you will feel like that you have given all the answers to the questions, but still they
Yeah.
might check. They might check convincing. I feel that they check that whether you have convincing skills or not. I feel so.
I think you have to like show your consulting skills. Like it's not just a matter, like we were talking about yesterday, it's not just a
Yes, yes,
matter of,
yes.
yeah,
Knowledge.
it's not just a matter of answering the question. It's like, giving the examples, like that you've
Hmm.
used it, that you understand the ins and outs. If
Yes,
you,
yes,
you
absolutely,
know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I will work on it. Say in the month of April, maybe I will have some time or end of March.
Yeah, I'm going to ask my boss about getting you in to DXE,
Thank
about
you so
getting the
much.
sponsorship.
Thank you so much.
You have a resume?
Yeah, yeah, I have a resume.
You send me your resume?
Yeah, yeah, I will send it to you. So, and this, I
I
will send
have
it to you.
contacts in other places too. I will send it.
Thank you so much. So I will share it to you within
Yeah,
today or max by tomorrow or day after. I will share. Okay.
anytime.
Yeah.
I
So
have to
on
get
the
through the exam.
yeah. So that is why I'm not discussing much about it.
Yeah,
Once you are through, we can discuss about it. We'll
yeah,
have all the time.
yeah.
Because I was speaking to one of the learners in UK.
Uh-huh,
His name is Wesley. So he was. I was training him for SAP Material Management.
uh-huh.
So you will
Huh,
not. Yes, yes. So you will not like believe that I just did. I just learned it overnight, and I started to train him from within 3 4 days.
really?
So he is very happy now. He is working in this organization based in UK, which is Transport for London.
Ah,
So he is
there's
working as
quite a bit of
an
success factors work in the UK, I think, and more in Europe than in the
yeah, yeah,
US, I think.
yeah. You're right. SAP is all there in UK and in Europe.
Yeah.
So he is in material management. It comes into logistics module. So
Mm-hmm.
I am still connecting with him. So it's been quite a lot of time that I completed his training. I completed his training in September last year.
Uh-huh.
We still chat on WhatsApp sometimes.
Oh, good.
So configuring the employee, sorry, coming back to it. So we'll come to the admin center employee files, and if we
Yeah.
come to configure employee files, you will get the same link, right? Admin center and design employee files layout.
Mm-hmm.
But if I come to admin center, it will not give us the option to design employee files layout, right? Because this is a demo access, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you come to employee files, if you come to configure people profile, here you won't get that option too. The same option which we are getting in this blog. You see,
Mm-hmm.
this option is different. This is
Okay.
for employee profile. First one first part which we did was for the configuration, right? Now for the next part, this is to navigating the admin center and the employee files.
Uh-huh.
Here, if you look at the configuring the employee files, second step is if you wish to add MDF UI portlet to the new layout in the employee profile section, click on add new view, or if you wish
Mm-hmm.
to add the MDF UI portlet in the
Mm-hmm.
existing editable layouts, choose from the list available. Right, so you can click on this add new view, and this is the list available below.
Okay.
You can read it once. Okay, so next is we'll come to click on insert portlet and click on create an add button for the live profile MDF.
Mm-hmm.
Next, it will give you the MDF RBP testing option,
Uh-huh.
and you give a title to portlet and select the MDF screen ID of the
Okay.
required MDF object and click on save and save as dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
This option, this configuration will not be required for you in the this part,
Okay.
in the testing and the training part. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
you won't be requiring that. So in the test, but
Mm-hmm.
it just like you might get some questions. That's what I
Yep.
am
Yep.
concerned about more. Fifth is once the above settings are completed, grant access to newly operated MDF portlet UI by enabling the checkbox
Uh-huh.
for the newly created employee layout in the manage permission roles
Mm-hmm.
in permissions and employee views.
Okay.
Live profile MDF portlet in employee profile sections can be created only for objects that have external code set by user data type, right? Otherwise, you will not get the option to select the screen ID in the above screenshot in the screenshot above. So
Okay.
here the important things to note is if we need to create a custom MDF portlet in employee people profile,
Yep.
what we will do is the first step is we'll come to tool search and we'll come to configure people profile, right?
Yep.
Then we will search on the right, extreme right, we will search for MDF, right? And whatever is the tools available, we will drag and drop the live profile MDF information portlet, right? And we will select the UI screen ID and click on the save button.
So wait a minute. We're
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the extreme right. We're searching on live profile.
Yeah, I'll just do it just a second. This is the option, right?
Yep.
Here you will come to MDF,
Mm-hmm.
search for MDF. Just a second. There's some issue with my network. Yes, once you search for MDF, it is showing you the this on the right hand side the custom block, right? Live profile MDF. So click on it. Now on the come to the left hand side, scroll
Yep.
it down. Okay. So suppose in case you want to make changes in the address or maybe
Yep.
dependents, right? So if in case if you want to remove this dependent section, you can remove this block, right?
Uh-huh.
Or if you want to add anything, come back to dependents again, right? Come to the previous option, again come to the previous option, then again come to the previous option.
Yep.
This is the live profile MDF
Yep. Yep.
available. So drag it here. This is the dependent option. It is already being configured, so it is not taking it. You will see the live profile is there already, right?
Mm-hmm.
So click on it and save it.
Yep.
So once you save it, this dependent profile, under dependent profile, the live profile MDF information is active on the
Mm-hmm.
employee profile. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So once it is done, we will come, once the above steps are completed, where this is fifth point, the portlet will start appeared on the profile page. Okay. So if the custom block is not a part of standard portlet, the normal role-based permissions behavior applies.
Okay. So
Right.
you have to have the custom block. You have to have the security for the role-based permissions assigned for that custom block.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So it's kind of
And
like before you do anything, you have to do the permissions always.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So
Mm.
generally, if you are using as an admin user, you will have the permissions to do it, right?
Hmm.
But still, it is good to know information that before any configurations, we need to have the role-based permissions.
Yeah,
In if we are configuring through the admin center, right?
yeah.
Now, next is after that, I will look at once you're done with the fifth step, it might display like this under the payroll and benefits, the child divisor and the result child, right? It
Yep.
will look at this payroll benefits, the custom MDF. So this is the main title. It will look like this. So under this custom MDF, if you want to make any changes, you can do it. Suppose we just saved one under the dependents, right? If we come to any employee details here, let's see if it is coming the dependents. We did for dependents, right?
Hmm.
Yes. These are all SAP predefined employees. So I'll just search that if there is any custom MDF there. Dependence is coming. See, dependence is coming. So now you can add any details here. Okay. So add the full name. Suppose her name is Carla. So you can give any name like test name, date of birth. You can start it with suppose 2011. So she's I don't know her actually, so that's why I've put in test name. So last name is also required. Relationships to this employee, we'll need to select
Hmm.
relationships here. So it can be a child or anything like that. Domestic
Okay.
partner, okay, child. So the mandatory fields are enabled for the dependents that cannot be left blank. For each dependent, please navigate to details and fill in the mandatory fields. Okay. So mandatory fields, which one is added here? Okay. But we have added the details for the child, right? What all the mandatory fields is required? Would you like to make changes? Okay. March 10th. Okay, attachment is also required, right? Add dependents. So dependents will be Carla. What was her name? I forgot her name.
Carla Grant. Carla.
Okay. Okay, date of birth is required. Why it is giving us mandatory information? Her name is Carla Almeida. Almeida, right? Executive assistant. So if
Oh.
I'm if I'm adding any dependents here, it is why it is not coming. Do we need to update? We need to update the attachments also. I think might be proof is asking here. Okay. Generally, what you do, like if you need to add dependents, you need to give proof, right? Or not
Hmm.
needed, or not needed. I don't need. I don't think that proof is needed for dependents. Just the details.
I think it depends where you are.
Yeah. Because I'm adding the name and I'm adding the relationship and I'm adding the. Okay, it is asking for attachments. Okay. So when I'm adding it, it is not coming it. Mandatory fields are 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have added the details. It is not coming in. So anyways, generally we do it in this way, right? So here you will see the custom MDF object. So you will configure here by clicking on
Mm,
the edit option and type in the details which you want to put in, right? Under the navigate under the admin center and the employee files, you
yeah.
get another option after this step, that is configure employee files. If you come to this option, employee files, then you will come to configure people profile. You click on this, it will take you to the same option which we were discussing it earlier, right?
Hmm.
But if you look at this, sorry, I need to come to configure employee files. I am coming to configure people profile. We will come to employee files, right? Here we need to search for configuring the employee files.
There's so many options.
Yeah, there's so many options. But in this, it was getting configuring employee files. This option is not coming here. You see this in the
Yeah,
block?
yeah, I see.
Configure employee files, it is not coming here. Let's see if we get it in the admin center.
Oh, it's not in the favorites, is it?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's not there.
God.
It's not coming in. So if you wish to add MDF UI portlet in the new layout in the employee profile section, click on add new, or if you wish to add the MDF UI portlet in the existing editable layouts from the list available, you can do it. Okay. So he will come to employee files and come to the configure employee files, and here you will get the view options like public profile, talent view, like which is the portlet you want to put in, right? Because if you are coming to any employee details, I'll just show it to you. Suppose let's go to Carla Grant. Under this you will see there are many informations available, right? Like the personal information, employment details, payroll, time, the positions, and etc. These details. So which under which option you want to keep it, right? That you can do it from configure employee files. Okay, getting my point.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the design. You are selecting now the design, right? Design employee files layout. This is not coming. Okay, I'll just continue with it in another 15 minutes. Is it fine?
Yeah, and then what, we take a break and then will we come back?
Yeah, yeah, we'll come back.
Oh, good, good. No,
So
this is
another,
really good.
so, sorry.
I'm so sorry to keep you waiting this morning,
No, no, it's
Anush.
okay.
I'm sorry. I was really sick. I'm sorry.
No, no, it's okay. It's okay. We don't have any control in our health. It is
Uh,
all God. God do it.
I think it's just too much pressure, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You are right. You are right. All right. So we'll connect in 15 minutes.
Oh, we're stopping now?
Yeah, yeah. We're stopping it.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
just
I thought you wanted to go for another 15 minutes.
no. We'll just stop for 15 minutes now. All right. So I'm
Okay.
not ending the meeting.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And then what are we doing when we come back? Manage
We'll
employee files.
yeah, yeah. We'll continue with it, and after that we will look at the details for association from custom foundation object to legacy foundation object.
Okay, cool.
That is, I have sent you an email.
Okay, I will look.
We will complete it, and after that, we will look at adding an association from custom foundation object to legacy foundation object.
Okay, thank you. Thank you
Right?
so much.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
This is really good. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'll talk to you in 15 minutes. I'll be
Yeah,
here.
sure. Sure,
Thank
sure.
you. Thanks.
Hello.
Hey, Anush.
Hi. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So this part is done now. We'll just again repeat it. Once you're done with this MDF portlet, next we will need to come to the, if we need to configure the design layout, okay, for the employee profile, we will navigate to admin center and will come to employee files. Then we will come to configure employee files. This option is not available in the access which we are using right now. So normally what happens is once we come to my admin center, we'll come to employee files. If I come to employee files, let's see, it is not giving me any options. If I come to employee files here, that option is not coming. Configure employee files, right? Generally what happens is once you come to configuring the employee files, after this, if you wish to add the MDF UI portlet in the new layout in the employee profile section, we need to click
Mm-hmm.
on add new, or if you wish to add the MDF
Yep.
UI portlet in the existing editable layouts, we can choose from the list available. So this is the below the list available, like the public profile, the talent information, talent profile or job profile, or it can be any other details like the personal info, contact info, benefits, and so on and so forth. Third is we click on insert portlet and click on add, create an add button for the live profile MDF information. So screen looks like this. Here we are configuring the employee scorecards and dashboard properties. This option is not available in our access. So here you get the option for dashboard name, the description, the layout which you want to use. Now here you can insert the portlet and click on add and new, and you add the live profile MDF information. So questions might arise like this, that if you need to work on live profile MDF information, what are the screens there? So you can say that we need to navigate to admin center, and we will come to employee profile, employee file, and under the employee files we'll get the design employee files layout, and we can pick the design here. Next is we'll click on add and new button, create an add button for the live profile MDF information, and it will take us to the options for employee scorecard and dashboard properties.
So this is managing the employee data.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So once you gave a title to the portlet and select the MDF screen ID, right, of the required MDF object, then we click on save and save the dashboard. This is the ID that was given in the manage configuration UI page, right? So if we go to this manage configuration UI page, we will be able to view this live profile MDF, but we will not be able to view this entire configuration. This is which is there in this block, the
Mm-hmm.
dashboarding options. Okay. So if we come to manage configuration UI,
So we're sorry. So we're managing the employee files
yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely.
or manage employee data.
We are managing the employee files and the employee portlet, basically employee profile view portlets. So we can configure the employee live MDF profile data. You
Mm-hmm.
can you can say in this way. So these are the search options now available under the Manage Configuration UI with the base objects. So we can create a new tile here, but we need the ID and the base object here. Okay. So in case, suppose if our base object is this, so these are the options wherein we can add or input the details. Suppose in case we need to add a field, we can add a field here, right? So once we click on add field, the input is coming below. You seeing this title input,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you want to input any detail here, suppose medical information, if you want to edit anything, you can edit it, or just
Mm-hmm.
let it be. This is not required below. So it is showing us the health, right? And save it. So once we save it, it will take us to the next option, that is live profile MDF information. So live profile MDF information, we will just search if it is available with us. This is the thing which is not good with SuccessFactors demo access, that there are many things which are not there actually. Export a format that describes how the live profile data and background trend should look like. Select the format type and data template to export. It is not giving us the option to configure as per the block which we were looking at. It is giving us the import option, okay, with template option import. It's giving us the template. It is giving us the template option. But if you look at the block, there is no template options required in it, right? You can simply select the configurations and do it. So once these above settings are done, we will grant access to the newly created MDF portlet UI by enabling the checkbox for the newly created employee layout in the manage permissions role, permissions and employee views. So live profile MDF portlet is in employee profile section, can be created only for objects that have external codes set as user data type. Otherwise, you will not get the option to select the screen ID in the screenshot above.
Okay.
If you want to look at it once again, you can look at it. That is the create custom MDF portlet. If you look at it in the book, is custom MDF portlet there and master implementation. I'm just confirming it with the this thing, the book.
Yep.
So it will be a bit. MDF is there, extensions parent.
Should I review this chapter?
This one.
Chapter 5.
Yes, chapter 5 is good. I'm just seeing that if there's specifically anything for MDF, then if you just look at that one only, it will be fine.
Uh-huh.
Employee profile, quick employee files. Yes, employee files is there, but it is not configuring with the UI. Business configuration UI is there. The role-based permissions, events and workflows, flexibility. Okay, let's look at 180 page. So MDF is an extensibility framework that allows users to create, modify, and maintain custom objects, screens, and business rules with the SAP SuccessFactors UI. Although it contains complexity to handle complicated requirement, it's also simple enough for customers to learn and use without needing outside expertise. The MDF requires no coding because everything is created via the user interface. So the extension center in the UI front end for the MDF, although MDF transactions are still available for technical users in the SAP SuccessFactors system. The beauty of MDF is to enable customers to create objects without risking the safety and stability of their other customer instances within the data center, because the MDF uses metadata to influence a central set of technical system components. Instead of creating new technical components in the system, technical components, the system is safeguarded and future proofed to enable quarterly
Mm-hmm.
releases to be installed without adversely affecting the customer's functionality or operation of their instances.
It's so good that you don't have to do so much with XML anymore.
Yeah, it is very
Because
good.
that's terrible for someone like me.
Yeah, it's also terrible. It is not only for you. It is for anyone who is
Really?
working. Yeah, because people gets a lot. People earlier people used to get confused a lot with these XML details. If you are missing any point in that, then it will be really bad because you will not be able to change it right once you import the pick list.
Mm-hmm.
Now, custom objects created using extensions and extension center are called extensions, although the underlying object is called a generic object. The standard enterprise license of Employee Central provides 25 generic objects for customer consumption. This figure does not include objects delivered by SAP SuccessFactors in quarterly releases. Only the top level object counts within the limit of 25 objects. Okay, we don't need to look at all the details. I'm just looking at this MDF. It is giving us the options for configuring object definitions. It is creating the extensions, it is giving us the options. So it is not related to the ones which we are looking at, right? Don't need to look at all details. Okay, now,
Is that parent and child associations important?
yes, we will look at it, and just after this we will look at it. So this part is okay, right? So we'll just repeat it once again in this topic. This I have shared it to you how to configure the MDF portlets in employee profiles. This is this email I have shared it to you. Okay.
Yep, I got it.
So what happens is the feature was created to support the growing extensibility needs to the customers. Now customers will leverage the MDF platform to extend the objects and create applications beyond what the core Business X platform offers. So in many cases, these objects are user centric. So as customers use BizX as their core HRIS platform and main hub for information, it becomes increasingly important that employees are able to view this information within the employee profile, right? Now what does this feature do is, this feature allows administrators to add MDF generic objects with a primary key of user ID to be a portlet in the employee profile. These are the prerequisites: V112 VUI enabled, then V12 profile enable generic objects. And how does it work, right? To setting up an MDF objects, we need to create an object in configure object definitions, right? This option. So under this, we'll get the option to configure object definitions. Then we need to come to manage data. Then we'll come to configuring the business rules. Then we come to manage positions, manage configuration UI, and import and export data. So just remember the steps. That is it. Even if you don't do this uh, configurations, it's okay. But I will do it anyway, right? So on the right hand side, we click on write new, input the field and select the object definition, right? Keep in mind that the employee profile will only pull in the MDF object definitions that have an external code of data type equal to user, right? So this part you need to remember, right? That the employee profile will only be pulling the MDF object definition that have an external code of data type equal to user. Getting my point?
Yes, getting your point.
Sorry.
No. This is good.
So once you have an object definition, you will create a view in the manage configuration UI, link the object you just created, right? So you will come to the manage data and come to MDF portlet. Suppose your MDF portlet is company car, right? So you can click on take action and you can make the changes like the car model or the make of that car. So after creating the object definitions and view, you can create an instance for that object.
Mm-hmm.
This can be done in the manage data.
Okay.
Okay, just give me 1 minute, please. Right, okay.
You all right?
Yeah, it's fine. Just like this, the logistics, there is a group, so they were giving some information. So just looking at it. So we'll come to manage data.
The employee profile is really important too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is important. It is in terms of not only for employee, not only for exam. You might be
Yeah.
working a lot on this, so which is why I'm stressing more on it, because generally it is very difficult for anyone to remember all the details at once. That I totally understand, but we should actually, if we just know the gist on it, that what is this, what is that, so it will be a
Yeah.
little easier for us to answer. So if we come to manage data, Now after that, we will come to MDF portlet. Is MDF portlet there? I'll just check. MDFC, we created one alert yesterday, right?
Yep,
Alert
yep.
is alert is coming, but the MDF portlet is not coming here. Okay. So what we can do is we can come to the configure object definition and we can create a input there.
Okay.
Create an input field and select the object. Now keeping in mind the employee profile will pull in the MDF object. Okay. So come to configuring object definition. Is there on the favorites also?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if they have MDF portlet here. Not there, I think. Not there. So create an MDF. Let's see if we can create an MDF portlet. Now in this effective dating, you will see there's an option showing from parent, none, basic, multiple changes per day, basic or parent, right? There are one, two, three, four, four
Mm-hmm.
options there. This is basically what happens is the parent, child, and associations. Sometimes what happens is particularly for this is on the page number 186 in the Luke Marston's book.
Yep.
Sometimes particularly for self-service extensions, it's normally to use a single parent generic object in an extension for an employee records
Mm-hmm.
and have a child generic object used to store multiple records for that employee record.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, in the tuition reimbursement extension example, two generic objects are used as a part of extension. So one generic object is used as a tuition reimbursement, but this is for figure 5.3, right? 5.3 is above. Okay, I'll just open the 5.3 on that other screen. This is the 5.3 screen, the tuition reimbursement, right? Here what they are trying to say is there are two generic objects are used to part of extension. So one generic object is used for tuition reimbursement. That is the tuition reimbursement. Sorry, one generic object is used for the tuition reimbursement extension parent object itself, and the second child generic object stores each reimbursement request that is made by the employee. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So each of these child records are linked to the main tuition reimbursement generic object. Both objects are form part of the same tuition reimbursement extension.
Mm-hmm.
This means that a single record can be kept for an employee for a fixed or permanent period, but multiple child records can be created as needed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the system also provides a logical method of storing transactional data against an employee. However, there are many use cases where one more child generic objects can be used. So it's worth looking at the same success factors delivered generic object to understand how such scenario plays out in practice. But remember, we don't need to look at the each and every detail. Why we look at this child and parent concept? It means that the single record can be kept for an employee for a fixed or permanent period, right? So for multiple child records, it can be created as needed, The system also provides a logical method of storing transactional data against an employee, right? So there are many use cases where when one or more child generic objects can be used. So it's worth looking at the details which are delivered by success factors.
Mm-hmm.
That is giving us the options to add the extension center. Okay, which is not required now. It's okay. So extension centers is accessed in the admin center from the company settings menu shown in the home page of extension center. The home page displays all the extensions in the system which can be displayed as tiles. The default view or a list. Both MDF extensions and SAP Cloud Platform extensions are managed here. Okay, so if we come to extension center, let's see. I'm trying to make it easier. Like
Yep. No, this is
eh,
good. This is good. Thank you.
if we can work without working the configure object definitions, then that is good, right? Because it takes a
Okay.
lot of time.
Oh, I can hear singing now.
No, I'm not singing. Someone is
No, I
this.
didn't think you were singing. I'll tell Samaran you do singing as a special addition to the class. So he can charge extra for you next time.
Are there a lot of Indians in US also?
Oh, everywhere. Yes,
Okay.
many Indians. And most of the major cities have big Indian communities.
Okay. Yeah, because there's not much of thing to do here. That's why people move there.
Yeah. It's like, I guess, and many bring out their families. The whole family comes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The UPlats is also the owner of UPlats was earlier in Rajasthan
Ah.
in India.
Yep. Northern India.
Yes. So I'm staying closer to that place now, and
Ah.
I think they moved 5 6 years ago to UK.
Ah.
I don't know exactly the when they moved, but they told me once.
Huh. I haven't been to India yet, but I'd really like to go. My husband has been several times.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Once you are here, let me know. I will meet you.
Perfect. We'll have to wait till COVID is over.
Yeah. So the New Delhi airport, I'm staying in a place which you can say it is in between that. So the airport for the capital, the national capital, New Delhi, it is not that far from my place. It is around you can say 40 kilometers.
Ah, okay.
So I'm staying in between to Jaipur and Delhi.
Ah, my husband's been there too.
Okay.
He
So
went
it's
on a
around.
camel ride apparently across the desert or something.
Oh, okay. Right.
He said camels are not very nice to ride.
I didn't get a chance to visit those places still.
Well, that's always the way, isn't it?
Yeah.
You never go to the places that you should go at home.
Yeah, it happens like that only. So in extension center, what happens is extension center is accessed in admin center from the company settings menu. So here we can get the home page, shows the home page for extension center. The home page displays all the extensions in the system, which can be displayed as tiles, right? So or a list. So both MDF extensions and SAP Cloud platform extensions are managed here. So you can manage all the extensions here. So I'll just go down. go to the success factors axis. This is the factors extension is showing here below. The allowed mobile phone is allowed, authorized signatory, company property, right? Disciplinary action log, uncategorized employee grievances. So in case we need to configure the allowed mobile, so there is no pick list. You will see there is no pick list here, right?
Mhm.
The object is showing, but we can add a new object here.
Mhm.
If we click on add new object, it will give us the objects to add, like the external code, label, right? Then the name of the external code, strings, auditable, right? It is giving us the options to add. Now, label is this is where you adjust the fields within your object. So fields can be standard with no special characteristics, or they can be searchable. This is the advanced option, not required as of now. Now here you can configure and add fields also, right? If you require to add. So whatever you will add here, it will show in the configure object definitions under the mobile, this mobile, what was that? Mobile configuration. Okay.
Mhm.
Now if you want to, whatever changes you made here, suppose if it is the mobile configuration, mobile options, let's say, you can click on action and you can save the object. Code should not be empty. Okay, effective date code is required here. So you can click on from parent, as you have changed the effective date to from parent as a result of addition, deletion of system provided mandatory field. So it is giving us the lookup to confirm.
Mhm.
This is the API visibility. So you can put it as editable. Status is
Mhm.
active. Advanced properties is not required now. Enter the object external code. So we need the external code for the mobile. So you can type in the external code as mobile. So it is automatically coming with cust mobile. You're seeing this.
Yep.
What
Yep.
happens here is external code is the unique code that identifies the object, right? Now here on the left, it is the label. It is the set to the name of object in the UI.
Mhm.
So we can click the icon next to the field value to enter the edit or view the translations.
Mhm.
Now we can click on actions and save the object. So under this mobile allowed, we have added another object that is mobile. Okay. So you might get questions related to extension center also. Okay.
Mm. You
So
think
extension, sorry.
you think there'll be questions related to Extension Center?
Yeah, yeah. There can be or there can be not. There can be no questions for MDF also. So depends upon our luck, you can say.
Okay.
That part is okay. Now in the manage data options, what happens is referring to, I'm now coming back to the option which we were looking at, right?
Yep.
For setting up an MDF object. So to setting up an MDF object, what happens is we create an object in the configure object definition, right? And on the right hand side, we can click on create new and input field and select an object definition. So we need to keep in mind that the employee profile will only pull in the MDF object definitions that has an external code of data type user. Okay.
Mhm.
So while creating the other access, we should have put in the external code here as user, right?
Mhm.
So we have created something else here. So we can edit it now. So you can put in here. Let's see if it can be editable. No, it is not editable. So you can delete it now, right? And I can create again, right? So all these configurations are there inside it. If you look at it, the objects, you can configure the objects for, I'll coming back to the extension center. These are the success factor extensions available, right? Company, property,
Okay.
authorized signature, employee grievances, so on and so on, so forth. Suppose in case of employee grievances, it is the external code grievance log. So you can check the external code also here from the extension center, right?
Okay.
So you can get options like how to check the external codes for a generic object or an
Uh-huh.
MDF object. So you can give the option that we can either check it from the configure object definition or we can check it from the extension center.
Mm-hmm.
Now coming back to the block which we were referring to earlier, in this what happens is we need to set up an MDF object. So we'll create an object in the configure object definition.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the options metadata framework. So either way you can create either from configure object definition or from
Mm-hmm.
manage data, right? Or configure business rule position or configuration UI. So
Okay.
on the right hand side, we click on create new and we need to select the object definition.
Mm-hmm.
We need to keep in mind the employee profile will only pull in the MDF object definitions that have an external code of data type user. Now,
Mm-hmm.
once you have an object definition, you will create a view in the manage configuration UI. So manage configuration is basically used to create all the views of the object definitions, right? Of the MDF object.
Okay.
So it will look like this, like
It's
if you
like
are,
you give yourself you give the permission, you create the object, then you add it to the view or create the
yes,
view.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. So to
Okay.
check that object, you come to manage data and search for MDF portlet. Then
Mm-hmm.
you will search for the, suppose they are searching here for company car, Carla Grant,
Mm-hmm.
right? So for this particular employee, she has a car, Cura,
Lucky
MDF.
her.
Sorry,
Lucky her.
is it very expensive car there?
Uh, yeah, I guess so. It's a very nice car.
Okay, I haven't heard about it.
It's like upmarket, more expensive Honda. You know, it's like the prestige version of a Honda.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So
So you pay a lot extra for the name.
yeah, right.
But
Are you?
everybody thinks you're more fancy.
Yes, right. I understand that. I understand. I am also looking for this. If I could probably have one type of a car which is a little, what you can say, with a good ground clearance,
Mm-hmm.
because what happens in India is there are a lot of potholes and uh,
Yeah,
people
I bet.
don't people don't like what you can say, they don't adhere to the rules. So which is why
Uh-huh.
it becomes a little easier if you have a car with ground
Yep.
clearance. Now, the
Yeah.
one which I am using right now, that is a local car manufacturer, Maruti,
Oh, okay.
which
Cool.
doesn't have this ground clearance.
Oh, that's no good.
So
You
that is
need
why.
we're in Boston, you kind of need like a four-wheel drive with a good ground clearance because of the winters with the snow.
Hmm.
But also, I live near the ocean,
Okay,
and there is about 10 minutes away, there is this track that you go along. You
okay,
can't get there without good ground clearance and four-wheel drive, and it takes you to this outer beach, and it's
right.
really beautiful.
Good. So which means it takes almost around what you can say like 20 minutes drive.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Good. But let's see what happens in future. If I get a chance, then I will definitely visit your place.
Good.
Let's see what happens. Now,
You should.
yeah, I will try. But
Except
let's see.
then you can
Sorry.
marry an American girl.
Let's see. God knows what will happen.
You have children with your wife, though, right?
No, no, I don't. I don't have
Oh, that's good.
because we were separated within 2 months.
That's right.
So
Okay.
it just like I would have got the divorce, but due to the COVID,
Yeah.
everything got delayed.
Yeah.
So because we applied in 18,
Yeah.
so she was almost separated for me for more than a year,
Mm,
and she was not responding to me anyway. So I ordered for a mutual divorce with the lawyer. So they told me that since she is not contacting you, so court will grant you that, but it will take some time. So
yeah.
and it is extended till 2021 now. So now
Everything
I'm
takes
hoping,
time.
yeah, yeah. So I hope that by the end of March or by April or May, let's see what happens.
Mm,
So after creating the object definition and view, you can create a, instance for that object, right? So this can be done in the managed data. So creating an instance will be done from the managed data. This questions you will might get an ask. Like creating a view, you will do it from managed configuration UI, and
hmm.
creating an instance of that object, you will do it from managed data, right? This is you are creating an instance. Now
Okay.
once the MDF UI is set up, you can add this portlet to the profile, scorecard, or custom view. Under this options like the portlet permissions, configure employee files, then portlet permissions and automatic manager transfer. Right.
Okay.
After navigating to configuring employee files, click on add portlet with user element. You will get the option for insert portlet right under the user elements. So you can click on create and add for MDF object, and you can add the MDF object which you have created, which you might have created, right? So add in the details and select the configurable UI you would like to pull from. Keep in mind that the drop-down list will only show those with an external code of data type user, right?
Huh.
So portlet name is this, and this is the portlet title, MDF portlet. Portlet description is company car, and MDF screen ID is this. This is the sample preview. This is the permissions, and the employee profile will follow the RBP permission scheme that is set for the MDF object, right?
Okay.
So below is the options like miscellaneous permissions. If you look at, these are the options for miscellaneous permission. Under the miscellaneous permissions, you get the options for car allowances, then vacations, and MDF portlet. Okay. So MDF portlet will be dealing with all the employee informations, right? Which will be like employee reimbursement. So you might get questions like, in case you need to look at or configure the what you can say, employee allowances related to car, transportation, travel, or related to the car allowances. So you need to access the miscellaneous permissions for the permissions, right? For to the administrator. Was I able
Okay.
to was I able to make sense?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Sorry. Can you just say that last question again? That type of question?
Yeah, yeah. So suppose in case you need to give an permission for the employee profile,
Yep.
right, to set up an MDF object. So you will come to the miscellaneous permissions in the RBP. You will select the admin user, and you will come to the permissions of that admin user.
Yep.
And under the miscellaneous permissions, you will get the options to give the permissions with the
Okay.
MDF portlet. So this is the employee profile, employee files view. So employee files view is we are not getting it here. That's the main issue. Employee file is like Carla Grant. See, Carla Grant picture is different here. We are looking something else in Carla Grant.
Hmm.
Though the designation is, I think, same. Let's see. No, it's coming here. Sales Manager East. It is different. So it is coming here VP Sales. This is the sample MDF portlet, which is like Carla Grant Acura. MDF is the car model, and the car model is MDX. Sorry, car make is Acura and car make is MDX. So it is done.
Okay. Okay, great.
So after that, we need to look at the details for adding an association from custom foundation object to a legacy foundation object.
Okay.
So the previous one which we just looked at, okay, that also helps you to answer the questions for configuring a people profile. Okay,
Okay.
in case you get an option like questions for how you configure the people profile, so you can give the answer, same answer which we were looking, which we just
Okay.
looked at.
Thank you.
Welcome. So now let's look at one small topic. Okay, that is business configuration.
Business configuration. Okay.
Because I thought that it might be good. It might give you questions from there. It is not a big topic. It's just like we should know it.
Okay.
This is also in the Luke Marson's book. Okay.
Okay.
So business configuration UI is the business configuration user interface is also known as PCUI. Okay.
Ah.
So under the admin tools, you will get an option for
Yep.
under the company settings for manage business configuration UI, which allows the administrators to maintain certain aspects of common task of succession data model
Mhm.
directly from admin tool with the user-friendly screens instead of uh, using the data models, that is XML tags and properties. Okay.
Mhm.
So the business configuration UI under admin tools manage the business configuration of allows administrators to maintain certain aspect of common. It's again just a second. Common task construction. The same thing is added. I'm so sorry for it.
No, no.
Though the number of things that can be done using BCUI are limited, right? So there are some pretty decent options that would let administrators do without depending on SF experts who have access to provisioning. So the
Mhm.
following scenarios can be handled is changing labels of field under various portlets, right? Adding new translations or changing existing translations of fields under various portlets,
Mhm.
adding a custom field, okay, changing the display sequence of the fields, changing properties of fields like making fields as editable or read only.
Okay.
Now, just a second. Activating or enabling used fields, making fields mandatory, non-mandatory, right? Attaching pick list to the fields. Now setting maximum length of the fields, setting allow import flag to the fields, etc.
Mhm.
After that, adding HRIS sync mapping to the fields node. So there are certain limitations because would be discussed in the later part. Now we can also add the trigger rules to the fields and person objects, HRIS element in XML portlets in plain language, that is compensation information or employee information, etc. I'll just look, take you through the manage business configuration. You will
Mhm.
understand it.
Okay, thank you. And this is, and you were looking at one other note before. Oh, 2285593.
This one.
Yep, got it.
Yeah, yeah. This is in page 45.
Yep, I got it.
So please don't mind if you this topic might be there in page 5 or 6 again, but that is just an overview. So
Doesn't matter.
it doesn't have the details in full. So if you come to admin center, we'll come to manage configuration UI. Just give me 1 minute. Sorry, I come to manage configuration. It will be manage business configuration. Is manage business configuration.
Hmm.
Now here with the field itself, you will understand that you will get the HRIS elements and
Yep.
the HRIS actions here. Okay. So in case if you get options
Now
like
this is where, sorry, in the admin center. How did you,
manage configuration,
yep.
manage business configuration. Sorry,
Ah,
I'll just repeat it once again.
no, I got it.
It's not there. Okay, no, it's not there.
Manage configuration UI.
No, no, it's manage business configuration.
Okay.
I will just see if I have put in the details for this in the Excel file. No, I haven't. That's not there. So here, what we do is these are the on top. You will see all the HRIS elements like the compensation info, right? The direct deposit email info. So if you need to change the fields here, you can do it. So you can configure a new country, right?
Okay.
Now, in case you need to look at triggering the rules for base object, right? In case you need to look at the details for home address changes, these all configurations you can do it from here without the XML tags, right?
Ah, look at that.
Now below you will get an option for job info, job relationships. So you need to remember that under the job HRIS elements, you will get these informations like comp info, email info, global assignments, right?
Hmm.
So email info, employee, configure new person type. Then if we scroll down below, I'll just close it. Below you will get the option for job relationship, national ID, pay components, person info, phone info, and work permit. Below you will get the options for HRIS actions. Under this you will get the option for hire action, plant leave, leave of absence, rehire action, then return leave of absence, then termination action, and so on and so forth. Right. Below you will get an option to configure the employee profile as well.
Hmm.
The background elements, the views, right? Then the filters.
So this has a lot of functionality.
Yes, yes. So the point to note here is that we can, what we can do in this is with the BCUI, this is known as BCUI,
Yep.
okay, business configuration UI.
Hmm.
Earlier one which we were looking at, that was managed configuration UI, okay. So here what we do is it allows the administrators to maintain the common tasks of succession data model directly from admin tool with a user-friendly screens instead of using the data models or XML tags, right?
Hmm.
So you can make all the changes related to the custom fields, then display sequence of the fields, right? changing properties of the fields. Okay, these all things can be configured from here,
Mm-hmm.
but there are certain limitations in it. Like BCUI is really sorry,
Yep.
BCUI is a better way to configure data models instead of using XML configuration, which
Mm-hmm.
seems to be like more of a technical approach than a user-friendly approach.
Mm-hmm.
The BCUI only lets you maintain succession data model and employee profile. Okay. Slowly and gradually, what will happen is you will see all the details for XML will come under business configuration, manage business configuration. Okay.
The employee profile, that's the people profile, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So you will slowly and gradually you will see all the XML data models will be come under in this only business configuration UI. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need actually the XML tags in future. Now this BCUI only lets you maintain the succession data model and the employee profile. This tool currently doesn't support corporate data model or other data models, right? And it is mentioned here in near future, SAP may migrate the existing corporate data model objects to MDF objects as it did for cost center recently, right? Okay, business configuration. I will just look at the Luke Marston's book once.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what he's saying. Business configuration. So is it very cold there now?
In Boston?
Yes.
It is not today. We have some unseasonably warm weather expected today, like 15 degrees. but
Okay, okay.
but it's usually between 0 and 5. It's still winter here. It's summer there,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, yeah, it's starting
Yeah,
summer
going
now.
into autumn.
Yes, yes, it's starting summers now.
Starting summer now.
Yes, yes.
Ah,
Like
when does summer finish?
summer finish, it is long time summers here. It will, it will,
Oh,
like,
about 6 months.
yes, yes. As per the climate, it is scheduled to change in the month of July, uh,
Ah,
in, Au- in August, but then generally it doesn't get changed. It
yeah.
stays till the heat stays till you can say till October.
Ah, yes. It's getting
But
hotter
from
and hotter with global
yeah,
warming.
yeah. So from July and August, it is a bit better because you don't need to switch on those air conditioners.
Ah,
But before that, from the month of April end till July, you can say July end
uh-huh,
before the August,
uh-huh.
it is extremely hot. From
Ah, okay.
August, you can expect a lot of rainfall. So
Hmm.
if rainfall is
Like a
good,
monsoon.
hmm.
It's like a monsoon.
Yeah, yeah, right,
Very
right.
hot. Do you have a holiday tomorrow for you, or you don't observe the
No, no, we don't have
Hindu
holidays.
holidays?
No, no. It's just like we just get holidays in the national holidays.
Oh, okay.
Generally, in the national holidays also depends upon the requirement if we
You're
are
not
working.
you're not Hindu, gentlemen.
Yeah, yeah, I'm Hindu,
Oh, okay.
but then it is very difficult to get leaves on this festivals
Yeah,
because
especially
generally
with
the
all this global work now.
yeah, yeah, especially the ladies who are working not working here, they generally celebrate these festivals a lot,
Mm-hmm.
worshipping in temples and all. But generally nowadays, what the scenario is different. Everyone is working. So
Yeah.
I've seen my mother visiting these temples and all. But in my generation, I don't see hardly any. A lot of
Really?
people, yeah, they don't believe now on the
Hmm.
traditions and all.
It seems over here the Indians are very religious and observe all the holidays. But
Yeah, yeah. I have also seen it in movies that people who are actually moving out of India,
mhm,
they are still following the traditions for Indian culture, and people who are staying here,
mhm.
they are following the Western culture now.
I think though, moving to another country makes you more appreciative of your roots, you know, where you come
Yeah, yeah,
from. When
yeah,
I
yeah.
go back to Australia, my mum always says, "Oh, you're so Australian, you're so pro-Australian," whereas, you know, Australians, a lot of them, like, they, you know, don't care. Like, but
Yeah,
uh,
you're right. You're right. Now there's a like since 2015, I'm seeing that there's a lot of shift in Indians, especially you will see it, there's a lot of transformation happening in females in terms of the clothes they wear, in terms
mm,
of the kind of
mhm,
like work they do, and
yep,
they are becoming more bold, like bolder and
yes,
bolder.
yes,
They are starting to drive, they are starting to do many things, and
yeah.
which generally you will shock to see that a male will also not do in India, but a female will do. So it is like the kind of stuff, things are happening like this, but I don't know how long will it go. It's just trends comes in and goes back, so it's just like that. It might be so like after 10 years these ladies will stop working and they will again start staying at home. So what happens is this in business configuration UI is it is a part of employee centers that are not on MDF, right, and can be configured using the business configuration UI. So the person and the employment related objects that are formed from the core of employee central can be configured here.
Mhm.
The type of changes that are typically performed through the BCUI include the following, like changing the pick list attached to a field. Second, changing the reference type of a field.
So this is like for the legacy elements that haven't been migrated yet.
Not all you can say, but
Uh
yes,
huh.
generally it is being used to change the pick list attached to the field. So just remember these things because this is the things which will be coming on the test. Because you will not be asked for the configuration part, but just you might get options to choose from.
Mhm.
So if changing the pick list attached to a field, then changing the reference type of a field, enabling or disabling a custom field, right? Changing the field label and or translations of the field label, then changing the HRIS sync mapping to the employee profile. These all the things can be done.
Okay.
Okay, so like job information, this is the default value. These are the
Mhm.
HRIS fields available. So I'll
Mhm.
just show it to you on the screen. Like for job information, so these are the labels available. This is the default label, right? So you will see it is enabled, right? It's
Mhm.
showing us it is enabled. So you can disable it. Okay. Now below is the identifier for the HRIS fields. These are the HRIS field, the
Mhm.
Human Resource Information Systems fields.
Mhm.
So basically you will see position, this is the label. So you can change the label, right? You can change the entry date, you can change the section. This
Yep.
is the section details you can change here. Okay. If you want to see the details for it more, you can see the details here. Okay. These specific configurations is there. So just you need to remember that what all the things we can do in here in the business configuration, and that is all for the test. Okay. Below there is options for reason external. Okay. Yeah. Okay, triggering the rules object also confirmation you can change here. Job information model for like how the rules will trigger. Okay, so whether it will trigger with job information or job information model. Okay, these are the event types. Okay, these are the rules which you can configure. So which is all enabled normally. Okay, generally you will not need to look at the rules here
Mm-hmm.
on the business config in this business configuration UI, but the more detailed information will be related to job information and the national ID, address, these all fields. Okay, so these are
That's
the
the
things.
more detailed information that you
Yeah, yeah,
need to know that you can get out of the BCUI.
yes, 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 absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
So I'll just look at the HRIS sync. What is HRIS sync is? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it is only inside this business configuration UI only. So HRIS sync is a process that creates a snapshot of current data from Employee Central in the UDF and keeps that data synchronized when changes are made to data in Employee Central.
Mm-hmm.
So HRIS sync runs in two modes. One is a real time and one is an offline. Okay. So the real time synchronization is executed whenever a prospective change is made. So the offline process runs as a scheduled job to process any future related transactions that has become effective. So HRIS sync is delivered out of the box for the standard fields such as first name, last name, department, division, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So a section in the succession data model called custom sync settings may be used to override the delivered sync or add a custom sync mappings.
Mm-hmm.
Right. These are the details which can be worked on it. Deployment models for SAP customers is not required now. Okay. Below is what as ad hoc reporting. Okay. Reporting we will look at it later.
Okay.
You want a break?
Whatever suits you, Anush. I will keep going. I already messed you around so bad this morning. I will keep going. Whatever you
Okay.
want.
Okay. Okay. So I'll just take a quick breather
Okay.
and I will come back with positioning management.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. How long will you be?
Around 10-15 minutes.
No
Max,
worries.
max 15 minutes. So you can
No worries. I'll
create
be
a
here.
coffee.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Sorry about it.
No,
Because
no, it's good. It's good. Thank you so much. This is wonderful.
my back is starting to ache actually today. I don't know why.
Okay. No,
Otherwise, I would have continued it.
no, I understand. No, thank you. Thank you for not just saying tough luck, Linda. The session is cancelled. I promise I was so sick. I'm really sorry.
No, no, it's okay. It's okay. If I am free, I what I am trying to do is always like if I am trying to help you more,
Yep.
right? And if you clear the certifications, then it will be good for me. That I will. It will
Yeah, I
also
will
be.
tell other people.
Yeah, yeah. And not only that, it will also be good for me that my knowledge is good. That's what I
Yep.
will think. But
You
if
think I'll
I,
be able to pass, don't you?
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Okay.
So
Thank
just
you.
look at the details which we are looking,
Yeah.
and before the end today, I will try to look at a couple of questions at least so that
Thank you.
we'll be good to go.
Okay. Thank you.
All right,
All
so
right.
I'll
I'll be
connect in.
here.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
I'll just
Thank
connect.
you, Anush. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, Anusha, you back?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
No, sorry, I just walked away for 1 minute.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I saw. I just recently visited a orthopedic doctor for this neck and spine, shoulder pain. So he was telling me that you should do exercises and walk after every 20 minutes or so.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
So we'll just start off with the positioning management now.
Okay,
Just give
so
me 1 minute.
yeah,
Yeah,
take your time.
yeah, yeah. You were saying something. Sorry, I spoke in between.
No, 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 you're fine.
Okay. See, position management is in the chapter 9. It's in triple three page in Luke Marston's book. So I'll just give you a gist
This is
about it.
this is kind of tricky, right? Position management.
It's just like we just need to know what is done in this. Okay.
Which page in Luke's book?
Triple three.
Thank you.
So what happens in position management is it creates an organizational structure independent of incumbents. Right. So a position is a foundation object and a transaction object at the same time. In that it shares the properties for both. So a position exists independent of an incumbent, right? So individual who holds the job, and by
Yeah.
that definition, it's a foundation object. Okay. So I'll just look at the this detail once again. No, I haven't mentioned it in, sorry. So a position is a foundation object and a transaction object at the same time, in that it shares the properties for both. So a position exists independent of its incumbents, so individual who holds the job, and by that definition, it's a foundation object, right? So on the other hand, the attributes that make up a position are same as those inherited by the incumbent. So it also behaves like a transaction object, right? So the benefits of position management ironically occur when there is no incumbent in the position. So it's possible to have processes run seamlessly when a position is vacant. So without positions, the termination of a manager creates broken processes that need to be explicitly handled. So with positions, the termination of a manager automatically rolls up the processes to the next available incumbent in the hierarchy, right? So positions can be very effective in driving processes such as recruiting, goals, learning, succession management, budgeting, and authorizations, and across the IT ecosystems. And herein lies their complexity. Almost all the benefits of having positions go to the team of organizations that do not have the responsibility to maintain them. So you can operate an HRIS system without positions, but downstream processes will not be smooth, right? So what happens is, as a matter of academic interest, the position management was the first feature built in the metadata framework. As a result, it is now mature solutions that leverage many of the features of MDF, especially through the powerful rules engine.
Uh-huh.
Now, there are two kinds of positions management. One is an implicit position management, that is like position management and the downstream effects are at odds with self-service. So, in that, it requires the user to do things distinct from the transactions for the system to work correctly. Now, implicit position management removes that need and enables transactions to be completed as business processes occur when automatically adjusting positions through a series of configurable rules and settings.
Okay. Which is more common? Is this more common, or is there another one that's more common?
You just need to know here now for the test is what is positions. Okay, positioning management, that is it.
Okay.
So I'll just let you know the structure for that. It is
What's
below.
the other type of position management? Implicit and...
The other types is not defined yet as of now in the book. It's just my vocabulary error. I saw the first type is implicit.
Okay.
Yes, implicit is one of the type of positioning management. Okay. Now after that, just see quickly that what is mentioned in the book. Otherwise, I will look at my notes. Okay. So it is starting with the position organization chart, right? Which is like the primary tool through which you
Uh-huh.
interact with positions, right? So the position organization chart is assessed via company info screen by the selecting the position organization chart. The basic organization chart is also assessed by the company info screen. So the position in organization chart provides a hierarchical representation of positions and the menu of actions. So you can create by positions or incumbent and can configure the list of attributes to search for the positions, right? The position organization chart is effective dated, and that is you can view the hierarchy as of any particular date, right? And just quickly view the below details. If anything is important, I will look at it. Incumbent, I told you, right?
Uh,
Incumbent, I told you, or I told
no,
you?
I don't think so.
No, I didn't told
The
you.
incumbent, that's the person that's in the position.
Mhm. I told you implicit. Okay, implicit. Forget it. Not required now, as of now, for the test, because once you do the positioning management in for configurations, you might need that, but as of now, for the test, it is not required. Okay. So I'm now scrolling down through the page number 338 bottom. So if you go to the access server, here you will get an option for position organization chart. I will just show you the details how it works. It you can go through this way, or you can come through the option in the admin center under the company settings. You will get a position organization chart. This one. Okay. Here also you will get the option for but don't search it through this, it will take a lot of time, so better is go through with the organization chart, right? In the admin center, come to this and come to organization chart. Once you are on the organization chart, you will see there is a directory search available, right? Wherein you can search with with the name and the username and the person ID, right? Or else you can come to position organization chart and you can
Mm-hmm.
check the positions which are available.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the person home access we are using. This is SAP predefined basically.
Mm-hmm.
So if we scroll down below, we will see there is an option for VP People Operations Charles Brown, right? So this is the details for position history, the positioning hierarchy details. Now the incumbents details is also there below, right? You can check the details here. To reportees, so you can take action from here. Okay. So under the take options, you can take action. You can change the job and compensation info. You can change the leave of absence, or you can add a global assignment. Okay. So whatever it is required, you can do it from the take action option. Okay. Or if you want to go to the personal information of the employee, you can go through this, right? Or if you want to add a new position here, you can click on this and you can add a lower position, or you can add a peer position. Okay. Or you can create a job requisition from here. Okay, you can copy this position, or you can create an SAP field class requisition also. Okay, so these all options are important in this.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's one another important thing to do in position management is, we'll come to admin center, and if we click on positioning management, we'll get the option for manage positions. Okay, there are two options. I will go through it one by one.
Mm-hmm.
Now under the manage positions, you can create a new position here. Okay, it will ask you with the start date. Okay, the reason for change, but you can leave it for now. You can just look at the ones which are mandatory, the and the red asterisks. So position title, job title, company, business unit, department, location, cost center, pay grade, status, all these things you need to fill it up if you want to create it. Now
Mm-hmm.
below you get the options to assign it to a matrix relationships, right? So type is available here, which can be a delegate, or it can be a HR manager delegated, or a matrix manager, then a business unit. Okay, right. Now we need to fill in all the details. So it will start need to fill with the position title. Suppose if it is a global HR manager, then next is the status is active, description and position is this matrix relationship. You can either keep, or you can choose the relationship type, or leave it blank and save it.
Mm-hmm.
So a position is created. Okay, with global HR. Okay, so this is about the position management. I will just look at the configurations once again. If we are doing it in terms of system specific details, okay, it is in the page number 8 in the document which I have sent you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it basically enables the job classifications to act as a source of positions, and for the positions to influence manager and the matrix relationships assignment, right? So basically, employee central positioning management is a feature that helps create jobs and positions to better enhance and define a business need. That is it. Okay. These two things need to be remembered. Okay. So steps in positioning management is what? First, we need to create a sequence to link the master data. Okay. Next is we need to create a business rule if required as per the positions which we would be creating, right? And we need to enable the position before all these things we do. We need to enable the positioning, right, in the provision and the generic object to enable the manage position. Okay. Then we create a sequence. Okay, I'll just repeat it once again. Sorry, this one is should be here. This one should be here. Okay. What happens is to enable the position, we first come to provisioning. Okay, and we
Mm-hmm.
enable the generic object that is manage position. Third is we create a sequence. Okay. Then fourth is we come to configure object definition to change the GUI and to check the manage configuration UI. Okay. Fifth is we can create a business rule. Sixth will again come to object definitions to assign the business rule and search for the position object and assign the business rules in it.
Mm-hmm.
Seventh is we'll come to manage position in the tool search and create a position. Once we create a position, it will move to a workflow and it will move to a pending request in the talent workflow group. Okay. So your positioning management is done. Okay. I will just again scan through the book what it is showing us.
Okay.
It's giving us all the details like the position security, what all the enable feature, just the one which I just told you. Okay, that is the one where they are doing now. Manage positions, they're enabling the manage positions, right? 342 page. You're able to see, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Page 342. Sorry, I was just getting to page 8 in your steps document.
Okay. That is just a shorter version of. I have taken it from the book only, but
Okay.
it's just like I was not having the. I was having the parts of the book, but not having the entire.
This is the whole book,
Yes, yes.
is it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's the whole book. So now this is only there's one topic left, which is big. That is time off. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Rest everything is pretty much done. And there is two short topics. One is concurrent employment and the global assignment. Okay. These are short topics. The big one is time off because there are some objects in it. This is giving us the details on the page 342 and
Yep.
343. It is giving us the various descriptions of the positions, which I guess you already know. So you don't need to
Oh, I know
look
that.
at it. Yeah, yeah, because it's just the full-time equivalent and all details is showing, right?
Okay.
Mass positions. Oh, sorry, said it wrongly. I thought that I should have said that you must be knowing it already.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So sorry about it.
I feel like I don't know enough stuff to answer the questions yet. But I
Uh,
guess if you practice, then kind of everything comes together. Is that right?
yeah, yeah, right, right, absolutely. So there's one point left in that. I'm just repeating it. So setting up a position management, it's in 344.
Yeah.
Okay. Setting up a position management, the position management settings are an administrative functionality that controls the behaviors of a position in the system. Okay. So implicit position management, you don't need to remember the word implicit for now. Okay. Remove it. The position management relies on these rules and settings to drive the behavior of positions and position assignments. These behaviors are constantly enhanced to provide more nuanced processing behavior. The position management settings are maintained in Admin Center in Tools, Positioning Management, and under the Positioning Management settings. Okay. Another option for positioning management settings, I will just take you through that. Here you can set up the positioning management settings. Okay. in the under the general, you can use under the positioning management, you will see all the options like you can use the options to on this tab to regulate general behavior in the positioning management. Okay, so if you get a questions how to manage the general settings of the positioning, so you can say that we'll come to positioning management settings, right? Here you can do all the synchronization, the UI customizations, right? So whatever the settings we will do here, that will display us under the positioning management. Okay. So if we are doing a setting here, it will show us on the this screen. If we need to look at the screen,
Mm-hmm.
you come to manage positions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever we see here as an option, like creating, if we go to create new, we get options like positions right to return, right? These all configurations are created from the position management settings. Okay, you see right to return,
Yep,
transition
yep,
period, integration, import,
yep.
hierarchy adaptation, synchronization, UI customization, all these things. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I will just look at time off. I will see if I can complete time off today, we'll do it. Otherwise we'll do one more time tomorrow. Sorry, we will complete it tomorrow. Yeah, it's a big topic. So we'll do a time off tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Now I'll just see that if we can do concurrent employment and the global assignment configuration.
And is there anything on benefits that I need to know?
Benefits as in payroll, it comes under payroll. So you are
Oh,
looking for
nothing on
employees.
benefits in the EC exam.
No, no, no. Because Employee Central payroll will have benefits. I'll just show you the Employee Central book for payroll. I'll just see if I have it. This is the payroll or success factors. Yes, here you will need to look at the payroll processing control center and all these things. So in this, the benefits and validation rules are not there in Employee Central. Okay.
Okay.
So we need to look at concurrent employment. Okay. Or we can just look at the employee self-service and manager self-service now. Okay. That will be easier to look at. 386 page number. Self services is like it's a functionality which is being given as uh, sorry, employee centered self service functionality is the hallmark of a true partnership between organization's HR department and its employees. Okay, so it allows for the entry of exchange of data and empowers both employees and managers to be owners of their own HR related data. So by having the owner of data, and we can enter it directly into the system. So you can cut down on errors and increase the accuracy. So whether it is an employee supplying a new home address or a manager requesting employees' job changes, the data owner is always the most knowledgeable about the proposed change, right? So it makes sense to have these owners input and maintain this data and HR overview and approval as needed. Okay. So Employee Central can be tailored to provide ESS and MSS for any and all fields and the transactions in the system. Okay. So however, because employees typically shouldn't have access to adjust their own compensation information, and managers don't usually need to access to an employee's personal information, it's important to follow best practices guidelines to set up, right? Just a second, it is not coming here details. Okay, yeah, it's there, it's there. Sorry, I spoke stuck in between. So in the 386 page, you can look at the employee self-services. ESS allows employees to view and update selected portions of their own employee records. We
Mhm.
typically see ESS edit update transactions limited to data contained within the personal information view and
Mhm.
view only access to the data contained in the employment information view.
Mhm.
So the thought behind this methodology is that employee knows their own personal information better than anyone else, right? So giving them access to update their own personal information allows them to play an active role in keeping record data and current and correct. As with all
Mhm.
self-service functionality, you have the option to incorporate workflow approvals and notifications as needed,
Mhm.
right? To make changes to personal information, employee click the pencil box icon next to the block name whenever an employee has edit capability and he edits it. So if a block is effective dated, then the employee will prompted to enter a change date. Okay,
Mhm.
that is about it. So following are the common areas in which employee edits update their information like personal information. Okay, so name, gender, marital status, the home address, work permit information, contact information, personal contacts, dependents, payment information, leave of absence. Right. This is about employee self-service. Okay. Now, if you look at manager self-service, MSS allows managers to view and update selected portions of records that belong to their team members. Right. So the exact fields that a manager can view or edit are selected within setting up the role-based permissions. Okay, depending on the role assignment. So managers can manage data for employees rolling up to their chain of commands in the reporting structure, right? So we typically see MSS edit or update transactions limited to data contained within the employment information view and view only access to limited data contained in the personal information view, right? So managers do not need full access to a team member's complete personal information record as much of that information is sensitive. Okay, so he cannot view the sensitive data. Okay, but he will get the details for few other details
Mhm.
which is required by him. Now the thought is that the managers have know their team's employment information better than anyone else. So managers can get the option the take action which we were looking at on the position organization chart, remember?
Mhm.
So that is the option they use to change the job compensation info or spot bonus, these all details. Okay, they can jump to an organization chart. That is about ESS and MSS. It's easy, so I just ended with the easier topic.
Mhm.
Job information, they can take an action. Okay, I'll just show it to you on the system. Compensation information, currency details, leave of absence, these are details. Okay, transactions, new hire. Okay, it is a different. So they can also add a new hire, which I showed you. I'm just showing it on the screen. Suppose we go to the Carla grant option again. On the right, you will see the employment details for Carla Grant. Okay. So here you get an action option. You see this? Hello.
Yep. Yep. I'm here. I'm
Okay,
watching.
sorry, sorry.
That's okay.
So here you can add concurrent employment and global assignment. Okay. These are the two options. You can change job compensation info, one-time payments, leave of absence. Okay. You can add a note, give a badge. So you can do all these settings. So this is manager self-service. Right.
Okay.
I think I have left with the one more thing for today, that was for association for custom. I didn't view this. Okay, we'll view it tomorrow. It's not that big, right?
Okay.
Let's look at few questions today. So tomorrow we'll do time off, right? And we will do all the rest of the day. We will do all the revisions. Okay.
Okay. All the
Like the,
revisions. What do you
yeah,
mean?
revisions like the tests and all.
Oh, okay. All right. Now,
I
should
will.
I try and do paper this afternoon?
Yeah, you can try. Like you have some tests which are. Is there? I forgot the actually the structure for the test. Do you have any test which is for testing purposes there or not?
You sent me some tests.
No. In the Learning Hub, do they give you that
Oh,
option now?
there's hard. No, there's no. Oh, there's the two tests at the end of THR80 and THR81.
Okay, there's no option like for testing, right? Or a trial option for test. There is nothing
No,
in
that
it.
only has like 10 questions in it.
Okay. That will not help.
Right.
I will check the dumps. Okay, if I get full dumps for it, I will just
Okay.
check it. That will be a great help for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Give
you.
me the this thing once. THR81 is the code, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there are some websites which give this guarantee to prepare for it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just show my screen. Okay. Can you see this website? It is
Yeah.
testingpreptraining.com.
Yep.
In this, this is the THR80. This is the code. Can you cross check it
Yep.
once? Is it 2005?
Mm,
THR81 underscore 2005.
it is. Mm, 2011.
Okay. There's some dumps available which helps you to prepare for it. I'm just checking it. Okay, let me research a bit which website
Okay.
is good. Okay, which website is good and which is not. So I will just quickly brush through them all and I will share you the link. Okay.
Okay.
If it is good, then you can directly look at it and you can purchase them. It is around not that much. It is around showing around $60 to $70, right?
Okay.
Then you will be able to clear it today or tomorrow itself. Okay.
Okay, thank you. And so should I try and do some of the sample test questions that you sent through?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and keep reading.
Yeah, you can do it. And tomorrow, what time we'll connect? You will tell me.
Whatever time suits you.
Okay. I was thinking if we could connect around 4 o'clock.
Yeah, that's 4 o'clock. That's
6 o'clock. It will be around 6 o'clock.
oh, okay, that would be great.
Just a second. I'll just see. 4 p.m. India time to. No, we'll connect at 4:30 because 5:30 will be your 4 p.m. will be 5:30 a.m. in Boston. So we'll connect around 4:30 India time. So that will be 6 a.m. Okay.
6 a.m. Okay, fantastic.
All right. And
Thank you so much.
no problem. Give me some time. I will scan through the dumps. Okay.
Okay.
And I will try if I get a sure shot dump. I will send you the link. You can look at it and you can go through it and give the exam tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. So read today and exam tomorrow, or do some test questions today?
You can do some test questions today for the ones which I have shared you. But let me just quickly check once. These are the dumps which I shared, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many questions does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. First one is having 10 questions. Second one is also having, I think, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16 questions.
So just do them all.
Yes, this one is good. This file, if you look at it, has 20 questions. So, and the actual scenario, you will also get 20 questions, right?
What do you mean?
On the test THR 81 2011.
You get 80 questions.
No, so the full sets is not there. So let me check the full set. Okay.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you can just look at it. I'll just go through the questions once.
Okay,
Like,
thank you.
and once you are free, can you just send me the code once in the WhatsApp? I will remember it because I tend to forget the code. Okay.
Okay.
Gee, they're like THR 81 2011 you said, right? So that
Yeah.
code just WhatsApp me. I will remember. Okay.
Okay. Thank
See
you.
here the question is what tool type allows to validate field types, field values in metadata framework MDF objects.
Okay.
Next is which of the following is one-click monitoring. Okay. So you go through them once, okay, and let me know if anything you feel that we should look at it again.
Okay.
We can look at it, okay. And I will check this tonight and I will share it to you, the link.
Okay, thank you, Anush. Thank you.
And send me the code once
Yep,
in the
I
WhatsApp.
will.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anush. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry again about messing around this morning.
No, it's okay.
But I'll see you at
It's okay.
6 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
So,
you.
if what I was saying again, sorry. No, nothing. Once I get the link, I will share it to you. Okay. You send me the code details.
Okay.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anush. Have a
Thank
good
you.
evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.